All right, as you know, shout out to Cotton Star Manifesto once again for uh, uh, making the trek to Boulder, Colorado, and looking up the addresses to Fleet White's place, and then kind of taking that fight because it's like all within the same radius. If you look it up, it's like it's all within the same radius, the homes, and so being able to kind of see like what that drive was like from the Ramseys, from Fleet White's to going back home and those stops and the timing and what it would be like. So his video shows like 7 minutes, and so if just right off the top, I'm thinking that 7 minutes to go from Fleet White's house to stop and talk to the and it is not accounting for stopping and talking and maybe getting carried away and stuff like that. It's not accounting for that, but just the time that it takes to stop and just move around. So once again, the name of this video is Ramsey's trip home on Christmas night. Once again, this Cotton Star Manifesto. Like, share, subscribe his stuff. Go say what's up. And he's also on Reddit. We saw a video with Leo. He's also on Reddit. So, go check out his stuff there too. Solid work. Here we go.
Street.
All right, we are just right outside the Weiss residence back in 1996. It's Christmas night, and we are going to take the same route that the Ramseys took home that night. They left the Whites at around 9 o'clock, 9:30, and they went to the Walkers, and we are going to start the trip over to the Walkers. The Ramseys said when they left the Whites that they dropped off gifts.
Turn left onto Aurora Avenue.
From Texas?
The Walkers and the Steins, and then they went home. And they arrived home. The original statement was they arrived home at around 10 p.m. that evening, and in subsequent interviews and narratives, that changed back to about 9 o'clock, some even 8:30, but where they first stopped to give a gift basket to the Walkers. And I am recreating the route that the Ramseys took home to see how long it took that evening. There is a melting snow on the roads. I believe it snowed a couple of days ago, and it's in the 50s today, so it's melting, and it's really kind of just eerie knowing almost 27 years ago that this is the exact path that the Ramseys took with John and Patsy and Burke and JonBenet in the Jaguar that night. Patsy's white Jaguar.
And I forget where I saw this, but it was somewhere where there was a Jeep, there was a Jaguar, and I know if it was Patsy's. I really don't know much about what the Ramseys were driving at the time. That's number one. Number two, I think I saw something about a Jeep and a Jaguar. But also, I wish I knew more about the height of John and Patsy. I don't know much about that either. Know a little bit about JonBenet, but it's just like some of those facts or those things that you would think that would be out there are like kind of harder to find.
And so this first trip from the Whites to the Walkers will end up taking about 3 minutes drive time from 403 Cleveland Street to 1045 Lincoln Place. There are a couple of stop signs, and the terrain is quite hilly, like it is all over Boulder, especially in the neighborhood part of the, let's see, 100. Okay, we turn here, make a left turn onto Lincoln Place. And it should be up here on the left side. The streets are kind of hard to maneuver. There's cars parked on both sides of the streets.
I know what this one looks
here.
like.
And so it was nearly 27 years ago on Christmas night that the Ramseys left the Whites around 9:30 p.m. and stopped off at the Walkers on their way home to drop off a gift basket. And I've always asked the question, and here we are, 10:45.
Okay. So they would have met him out front. Pull up from John and Patsy, and I'm heading home. They're going to be on my left. And so I'm going to pull up on the left side of the street. If there's nobody there, I'm probably going to pull up on the right. Well, I'm going to pull up on the right side. And I'm going to get out. I'm across the street, and I'm going to go knock on the door. Somebody's got to stay inside the car with the kids unless both the kids are up and we bring them both to the door. But somebody's got to stay inside the car with the kids because we both can't get out the car and go talk. So, I pull across the street, and then I go over and say what's up and hey, Merry Christmas, how you doing, kind of deal. Maybe you stay unless there's nobody right here and you pull over because it's dark. Boulder's safe, but maybe. You're still not trying to chance it, but still, unless they pulled over here to the left and just kind of, illegally parked a little bit.
Boulder, Lincoln Place, the Walkers. So the Ramseys stopped at the Walkers.
Head north on Lincoln Place, then turn right onto College Avenue.
All right.
Man, while you're trying to do work, people always want to pull up. It never fails. Never fails while you're trying to do work. While you're trying, there be nobody behind you. And all of a sudden, when I stop, you fly around the corner. You aren't even here. And you want to honk at me. I'm trying to do work. Period. Get from behind me, dude. And people act like they can't drive around you. Bro, trying to do something here. Get out of my way, please.
All right. So they stopped at the Walkers for a few minutes to visit and drop off gifts. And then they decided to do the same.
Turn right onto 10th Street.
At the Stein's residence. So it took about 3 minutes to get to the Walkers. Just over 3 minutes.
And also, too, then, when we were talking about the hierarchy of the Ramseys, the Walkers and the Steins, were the Walkers and the Steins at the party? What was the relationship between the Steins and the Whites? Because, and I don't know, that's why I'm legitimately asking, what's the relationship between the Steins and the Whites then? Because we talked about the hierarchy. If the Whites go down, then the Steins are up. I wonder who would have had to drop out for the Walkers to become more important, because they're important enough to be in the purview to drop off gifts and stuff like that. But are they not important enough to be at the party? I don't know. No, wait. But wait, though, because Susan Stein was at the party, right? I'm not tripping, right? She was at the party. So how did she get home so fast to where you didn't give her present at the party? You didn't tell her, hey, Sue, we got, hey, by the way, before you leave, let me know before you leave, we got a present for you outside. Because I thought I saw, maybe I'm tripping, maybe that was a previous party, because I thought I saw Susan at the party. Maybe that was a previous year. But if not, if in '96 she wasn't there, then it makes me wonder. Y'all were at home, but you weren't at the party. Why not? If y'all all cool and buddy buddy like that, why y'all not at the party? And so there's a hierarchy then, which is probably going to lead us to understand why you didn't get a call the first, you didn't get one of the first calls, and maybe you kind of, trickled in later on because like at the time you're a secondary friend. But it's so crazy. Who are the Ramseys then to where they have this much pull? Because now we're talking about pull. Who are the Ramseys to where you guys are pulling people into the circle to where people's like, hey man, it's kind of like a next man up kind of deal. Hey man, next man up. Fleet is out. Fleet is out. Next man, because look. They moved and followed the Ramseys. They could have stayed in Boulder, Colorado. The Steins could have stayed in Boulder, Colorado, but they moved with the Ramseys to Georgia, to Atlanta, Georgia. Why? To support them and be there for them. Why? What are they getting out of this? What is this? I done uprooted my whole family for some people that I wasn't even at a party with. From people that didn't even call me first. Come on. Didn't even call me first. Call somebody else. But would you pick up and move? All right. Would you pick up and move out of state? I wouldn't pick up and move out of state for nobody. Much less pick up and move out of state for somebody that I'm kind of low on the totem pole for. Maybe medium on the totem pole. But that's kind of that's kind of weird to me because it's like, who are the Ramseys? What do you think? What's the trajectory? Did you think the Ramseys were going to continue to be millionaires forever? That's what I'm saying. Did you think that they were going to continue to be the Ramseys forever? Oh, they're rich. We got to stay by them, and we just want to extend our support. And because let me tell you something. Sometimes people go through sometimes people see opportunities and they don't call it opportunities in that way to be like, man, I saw an opportunity to be greedy, but they see an opportunity and then opportunity looks like, if I can be there for them, where I can be a good friend to them, where I'm going to be able to say that we are such close friends who went through one of the most devastating things with these people, and we have something intimate between us now, and that has just brought us together even closer. And so, I can say that, Patsy and I and John and I, we all share this deeply intimate thing that nobody else can get close to and nobody else can touch, because this is a bond between us. And sometimes people look for those opportunities, and when those opportunities come, sometimes they wouldn't jump and they would say, oh, thoughts and prayers from a distance, and they say, oh, I'll come by just to say say hello, and maybe I can bring some tuna casserole or some spaghetti or something like that, or maybe bring over some sandwiches just to comfort the family. But to pick up and move out of state, that's different. That's different.
And then 10th Street, the Steins residence, is just around the corner.
In a quarter mile, the destination is on your left, 816 10th Street.
And this is also where the Ramseys stayed for about 6 months after the death of JonBenet. They stayed with the Steins for about 6 months' time. And so it's interesting that the Walkers to the Steins is just...
Had this person known John Ramsey, they would have asked for $10 million, they said. But instead they asked for 118. Had they known John Ramsey, they would have asked for 10 million and easily obtained it. How could someone undershoot so much? Talk to me. How could somebody undershoot so much? How is that possible? How? Tell me, how's that possible? Could have asked for 10 million, but I know these people in and out, and I know their movings, their goings, and their comings in. I know where Patsy's going to come downstairs. This is an intruder from the outside, right? I know everything about them. I know they're going, and I've done all of this to know them intimately, to know every single thing about them. To put a letter down and say, Patsy, I know you're coming down these stairs. I know where to go to take JonBenet, to keep JonBenet away from you so I can do what I do and get out in peace, so I can take my time. I know that much about this. To only ask for 118? Who would know that? Seems to me like this individual would have known that the Ramseys may have been broke. Come on, talk to me. Because what CEO? Oh, no. He lost his job at Access Graphics. The man had $10 million. Easy, right? Easy. $10 million, you could have went to a hotel for nothing. You could have stayed in a suite, like a house. You could have got a penthouse for nothing. For 6 months, you staying with someone for 6 months? Come off it. You staying with somebody for 6 months? Why? You could have easily gotten a hotel. You had a house in Charlevoix that you could have gone to. You got the money, right? You're about to renovate and showcase it, right? So you're holding on to the property, right? Got a house in Atlanta, right? What's staying in a suite? That's nothing. That's no money. If I stay in that for 6 months, every single day, the going rate at the time is $100 a day. $100 a day. Say 182 days. Let's call it 365. Cut it down the middle. 183 days times 100. $183 days times 100. That's like 6. And let me just because it's 180. Yeah, it's like 30 days a month. 183 times 100, 100 a night. That's $18,300 over the course of 6 months. Let's make it 150 a night. It's $27,000. $27,450 over the course of 6 months. Let's make it 200. 36,600. Let's make it 500. 91. Let's make it 600. 109. Make it 700. 128. Let's make it 650. Come on, this is 650. 118.9. For $650 a day for the course of 6 months, you could have been staying in a penthouse in Boulder, Colorado, because I know Boulder, Colorado prices ain't going to be the same as New York and LA. So I know you probably going to get more bang for your buck. Why would you be staying with somebody for 6 months? Do you know you can wear out your welcome After 6 months, I know that y'all are going through some stuff, but dang, don't y'all want your own space? $650, that's your bonus. That's your bonus that you did not give to this person. That's your bonus. And y'all went broke paying for lawyers to where y'all had to move and sell your stuff and sell everything. Had to downsize, continue to downsize, couldn't find a job. But where did the money go? Where did it all go? They could have easily, how do we go from, talk to me, how do we go from being able to obtain $10 million to being broke? That means you must have been liquid enough to have the 10 million. If you could call the 10 million and he's good for it, where is it? Spent $10 million on some lawyers? How much? Because I was looking at the list Matt sent me. I kind of skimmed it. I was looking at it of the team. They had like a chief medical examiner on there. And I was like, dang, what all y'all trying to do? My God. Y'all really trying to go in. Y'all really trying to get every angle here. You spend $10 million on lawyers? Because I'd be like, man, dang, why is John doing these interviews? Got to. Because they paid. Got to do them because they're paid. Otherwise, I'd probably be quiet. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here. That's why it's going to be the same kind of interviews. It's going to be the same thing. I'm going to show up at CrimeCon. Y'all going to pay me to be there. Show up and I'm going to say the same thing over and over again. I'm going to get up there. I'm going to repeat myself and we're going to get this money and we're going to go home. It's going to be the same thing. Everywhere John goes, it's going to be the same thing. I can get down to a science. I can get good. It's a sales job. I can sell myself. Hey, I'll come. I can get it down to a science. Everything that I need to say, click. Every objection that I need is a salesman. Every single objection I need to object to, I know it already. I know it by heart. It's been 27 years. I know it by heart. I'm going to object to it. I'm going to get my money and I'm going to head to the hotel and I'm going to leave. And that's going to pay my bills for the next 5-6 months. Broke. Overspending. Fiscally irresponsible. I'm just going to tell you how I see it. That's how I see it. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it.
Just around the corner, Susan Stein said that she saw the family intact and that she saw the family and they were all bubbly, and it was the last time that she's seen the family intact. And after they visited with the Steins, they went.
Bubbly as in the entire family was awake or what? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Went in, and if I remember correctly, John said that he stayed outside and JonBenet stayed outside because she was asleep in the car.
On your left, 816 10th Street.
But that was after.
Arrived.
And there's the Stein residence.
Starting route to 749 15th Street. Head south on 10th Street, then turn left onto Cascade Avenue.
All right, so when the Ramseys left the Steins, where Susan Stein said that she had seen the whole family intact and they were all bubbly and happy.
Turn right onto 15th Street.
JonBenet gets back in the car, if she was already in the car, and they travel home. And I am seeing how long it takes here to actually travel from the Steins to the Ramseys residence. If Susan Stein saw JonBenet awake, and if she helped carry presents in and she visited with the Steins that night, then how did she fall asleep when
at the next stop sign, turn right.
When this trip here probably only takes about 80 seconds, a minute and 20 seconds.
At
And
the
it-
stop sign, turn right onto 15th Street.
And we're already
then the
here at-
destination is on your right.
Already here at 15th Street. And as you can see, this trip, and of course they went down the alley, and I'm going around the front of the house this time.
The
And
destination
tomorrow,
is on your right.
I'm going to do this trip, and
749 15th
there's
Street.
the Ramsey home. And so they're home. So I think that
Arrived.
I'll be able to go back and look at the time, but it seems like that whole trip took about less than a minute and a half. And, you know, the Ramseys changed their story after 4 months' time and said that JonBenet had fallen asleep in the car on the way home, and John carried her up to sleep, and then that was it. That was the last time I saw it. See how convenient and easy that is. But that's not the original story that he told the police. He told Officer French and Officer Arndt, Detective Arndt, that he had read a story to JonBenet when they had gotten home that night. So it's just interesting. I got it down.
Yeah, I guess it is interesting. Especially since you told them, hey man, I went and read a bedtime story. It's convenient to both of them. But in the book that you said, hey man, I went and put her up there, and Patsy came and took care of that, and I walked out to go play with Burke. Yeah. Appreciate the insight, Cotton. It's awesome. Once again, this is Cotton Star Manifesto. Title of the video is Ramsey's trip home on Christmas night. Kind of giving you a view of the trip that the Ramseys took to get home. Let me know what you think. The comments, your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe. Go follow this gentleman here as well. Like, share, subscribe his content as well. Yeah, that's the video. And be safe in the comments. Be respectful. Everybody's got to live together. And until next time, take it easy.